Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I am just going to start, well, we're going to start getting set up so that we can start planting our trees today. We've got 3 pallets over there, so we've got a pallet each for the tree planters to get first set up. And then we've got another pallet after that that we can use to, hang on, what happened to the, oh, it's on the back of the tractor, don't worry. Yeah, and then we've got another pallet that we can use to reload one of the tree planters. Then after that, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting them to the hired help. We're going to set it so that the hired help can buy the seed itself, because quite frankly it's going to be rather dull sitting around and watching do this entire field with poplars and having to reload the tree planters all the time as well. So we're going to avoid doing that. So let me just leave that one going there and hop into here. So of course the burning question on everybody's mind is no doubt, what was the result of last week's question concerning the next map that we're going to go to? And I have the results right here. Oh right, you actually want me to read them out to you? Right, we can do that. We had 4,065 people answer last week's question, which is a huge number, so a lot of people wanted to get involved with that and have their say in what we're going to be doing next. The 5 options were Gorale, Dutch Polder, Drummond Farm, Emerald Valley, which was the logging one if you remember, and then finally the Iberian Southlands, which was the big 4 times map. And of the 4,065, we had, I should say, Iberian Southlands had 206 votes. Not very popular. I think partly because it was so big, and a lot of people decided they didn't really like the style of it. Felt that it, even though it was really, really big, which was sort of a plus thing, I got the impression that people thought there should have been more detail on the map than there was. So, yeah, that one's definitely out. Number 2 on the list was Emerald Valley, the whole logging idea. Now, I had several people say they thought the idea was fantastic. A few people said that they would like to have seen it. Several people said that they thought it would be better suited to a time-lapse experience rather than doing a Let's Play on it. Okay, I feel you on that one. So yeah, there's 281 people wanted that one. I'm just going to go on here. I'm going to remove all the straps. 281 people there. Then Drummond Farm, the one set in Ireland. And the main reason for not picking this one seemed to be that so many other YouTubers are doing it. And you know, it's sort of being done to death. Everybody is doing Drummond Farm. That's fine. That's whatever people wanted. So we had 305 votes for Drummond Farm. Now, I got to admit, I was a little bit surprised at that. I thought there would have been a few more votes for that one, because I had quite a lot of requests for that one. But no, a lot of people decided they didn't really want it because so many others have been doing it at the moment. And it is kind of being... we're getting a saturation of Drummond Farm videos, and people seem to feel they didn't want any more of them. Then Dutch Polder. This one was a lot more popular. Quite a lot of people wanted Dutch Polder. A large reason, or one of the predominant reasons for asking for Dutch Polder, is because it's huge and flat, and it would have been a really perfect map for breaking in the Big Bud DLC on. We'll probably end up using some Big Bud stuff on here just so that we can check it out. And I'm actually going, I want here, turn on refill. We're on R. Oh, you just press refill and then it goes straight away, and it just goes automatically to the poplars. And you can only put 1 pallet on it at a time, so you have to go like that. We'll start this one planting over the other end, and then we'll come back and we'll set up the Challenger going as well. Oops. I actually want that front weight on here because I want to keep the wheels down on the ground a bit better, especially with this one dragging the ground. It's sort of going to be pulling back on the tractor and lifting the steering, which is going to make it quite light, so you use the front weight to just sort of push it down a bit. I did have someone asking me about that, but anyway, I did give an explanation on the video. And what did I do with my piece of paper? Right, so yeah, with Dutch Polder we had 853 people voting for Dutch Polder. A lot of people, a lot of interest in that one, so I will probably include Dutch Polder again in another vote, another time that we go to move maps, purely because of just how many people seem to be interested in that map. So yeah, I thought that given the popularity of it, might be a good idea if we do include it again. And then finally, Gorale. Gorale is the one that has won the vote, and I must say I'm quite pleased about this, because the last time I told you which one my favourite was, it ended up like third when we moved on from Sosnovka, although I'm not sorry that we're playing Whatever Valley, because it is an awesome map. I really do like it. With 2,420 people have decided that they want to go to Gorale next, so that is where we're going. Now then, let's just have a look at this. We want to turn it on. Right, for this one to run, it has these, it basically kind of churns the ground up with those, and then behind, after the tree has been planted, you've got those two red blades. They push the soil back in again. So let's just start going forward a bit and see what it does. Nice, and then the earth sort of gets just pushed back over it. So I'm going to set the hideout going, and then we can start watching it. That is brilliant. I like the animation on this. I like the way that it's leaving all that down the field. It'll be interesting to see. Very slow, 3 miles an hour. This is going to take a while to plant this field. It's going to take a long while. I'm hoping that we can get down across the end of the field, so that and then we can see if the hideout will actually turn properly down the other end. That's going to be kind of a big question. Right. Anyway, so we're going to Gorale. The map has got like 103 different fields. A few bigger fields, there's lots of small fields. We should be able to plough a few in together, join fields together. Probably not the place for using Big Bud. I kind of see it more as there's going to be a lot of management involved with that one. We may even... I've had a lot of people asking me to use Courseplay, and that might be the place to go and start using Courseplay, so that we can set things going in the field and just leave it, go to the next field, set things going. And obviously we'll be doing stuff ourselves as well. It's kind of going to be a combination of the two, or at least that's how I see it. So I've been thinking really long and hard about what the question should be for our next experience, and I think most of the questions for the rest of our experience here in Goldcrest are going to be based on what we're going to do in the next map. We've got 15 episodes left. Actually, no, it's less than that. We got 5 weeks, because this is episode 87, and we'll end up leaving here at like 101 or something. I won't do it in the middle of the week. We'll start the new series at the beginning of the new week. So when we move there, at the moment we do cattle and sheep here on this map. We do just sheep on Whatever Valley, and we will be expanding to cattle later, and then on right, I need to bring this one back. I'm wondering if maybe it's not going to let me plant down through here, but we will try. Let's turn it on. We should do, as long as I just keep the weight fairly well lined up there, it should be okay. It's whether we can harvest this close to the grain tip point. That's going to be the next question. And I really don't know how long it takes for these to grow. I don't know how many crop cycles we're going to have to wait for this. So yes, and we got just sheep on Rattlesnake Valley at the moment. We're going to be moving to cattle next, and then we might be doing pigs on Rattlesnake Valley. I don't know yet. I haven't fully decided. So we can't do pigs on Whatever Valley, and we haven't done pigs here. I did do a lot of pigs in Sosnovka, and I've also done a lot of pigs in the Goldcrest Valley time-lapse. But now we've sort of moved away completely from pigs, and we haven't got pigs anywhere. And so, with that in mind, I want you to... I'm just sort of reminding you of what's what before I go into the question. When we move to Gorale, we are... your options are to have 1 million in cash, which would represent selling the machines that we've got here and the fields that we've got here. Right, if I press H now, I'm hoping that he will turn at the bottom of the line and then start going back up. And I'll be interested to see how wide a gap it's going to leave between the rows. So yeah, we'll take 1 million in cash, which is obviously is representing the machinery we've got in the fields and so on and so on and so on. And 100 dairy cows. So we start off with 100 cows and 1 million in cash. Or we start off with 1 million in cash and 150 sheep. Or we start off with 1 million in cash and 200 pigs. Or finally, we don't start with any animals, but we go for... oh, it goes over pretty close. we go for exactly $1.5 million in cash. So that's your options. We can either start with quite a few of one of the animals and $1 million cash in Gorale, or we can start with no animals and 1.5 million, so that perhaps we could get 10 or 20 of each of the animals, and then we've also got a little bit more money to sort of spend on various machinery, or we can get our focus going on one group of animals. Now I feel that 200 pigs would be a good place to start off with. Maybe we could grow them up to, say, 300 pigs and then stop, because I found in the time-lapse that 300 pigs was an absolutely beautiful number. You did have to put a lot of grain into them to keep them at 300 pigs. However, you got to sell 50 pigs per day by running them at max. And I was also thinking that maybe if it was pigs, we would buy in pallets of pig food and not actually give them our grains that we're getting, and just see if that was actually going to be profitable or not. I think it'd be quite interesting doing that. And then, of course, we've got the sheep. Now, sheep would have 150. I feel that we would really want to grow those up a bit more. Probably not the kind of sheep focus that we're going to be doing in Water Valley, because we're hoping for 500 sheep in Water Valley. We've already got 500 sheep in Rattlesnake Valley, and that is expanding as we speak. It's constantly growing in number, and we're going to go right up to at least 1,000 sheep on there. So yeah, 150 sheep. Maybe if we grew them up to, say, 200 and we just left them at 200, and then sell any surplus sheep every now and then, and keep selling the wool. I thought that might be good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe we'd want to go a little bit higher than that. And then, of course, we could go for cattle. And 100 cattle, that's actually, it would cost us $500,000 to buy the 100 cows. But 100 cows, that's going to get us quite a bit of milk. It's going to take a lot of work in order to get their hay and silage, everything to start with. So when we first moved there, we would be mainly focusing on getting grass and hay or silage, and some straw from some crops and stuff in for the cows, so that we can get them up to speed as quickly as possible, and then we can start expanding out for other operations. And I thought that could also, so all three have got sort of distinct possibilities, different things that we could try with them. So, and then, of course, obviously, with the 1.5 million in cash, maybe we would focus more on getting a load of crops going first before moving to animals later on. I don't really know what you want on this one, and I can normally predict what you want, and I was thinking, I could just go for how much money do we take, 1 million, 1.5 million, 2 million, something like that. But I already know that if I ask that question, the answer to that question will be take $2 million, because invariably, if it's just on a size thing, is always the biggest one that's picked. No matter what is said, it's always the biggest. So if I was to ask that question, I'd already know that you would pick 2 million, which is why I'm doing it like this. So do you want us to take 1.5 million in cash, or 1 million and 100 cows, or 1 million and 150 sheep, or 1 million and 200 pigs? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the results to this question. I think this one in particular is going to be quite interesting. I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing what people pick for this, because like I said, I can predict what's going to happen. I was completely out on the last map, on the when we were leaving Sosnovka. I genuinely thought people would go for Lostberg or Old Streams. So yeah, I completely got that one wrong. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what people pick on this one. I think I genuinely have no clue what people are going to pick on this. This is an absolute genuine puzzle to me. I really like the way that it's leaving a little bit of straw in between the rows, but it's getting rid of a lot of it. It's kind of just basically we got a mulch that's being left behind on these poplars. Right, anyway, so that is my next week's question. We've watched a poplar planter for a long time there. I'm sure it was very thrilling for a lot of you, but we did have things to talk about. And we're going to get the next one going, and this one is going to go from, I was thinking actually that edge of the field and then move into the middle, but maybe we'll just start in the middle. No, we won't. We'll go from that edge of the field, so we're going to move the fence over here. Some people said that in order to be able to have the front loader, you can't have this platform. I think you have the you don't have the platform available, and then what it does is the platform disappears when you put the loader on. I don't know, but we will play around with that because we want to get the best... well, actually, if we're going to buy it, we'll be able to just configure it ourselves however we want. So let's bring that one over there, and we'll stop that one there like that. Stop you, and I won't be watching all of this poplar planting because, yeah, quite frankly, it's taking a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to be here today. Today is all about poplar planting, and for the rest of this episode, this is what we're going to do. And I'm hoping that one of them will run out before the end of the episode, and we can go and take the new pallet over to them and reload them in the field. But then that's all we're going to do. We're going to then change it over to the hired help buys their own seed, so that we don't have to stay here and nurse it through. What we'll do is we'll be able to go back, and I'm hoping to get our bee thing completely up and running. I would like to be able to get some milk over to it. I want to get everything running on there. It's probably going to take care of the rest of the week, to be honest. Let's load that one up, and to reload, refill the planter is to press R like that. There we go. So that has now got 2,000 poplars on board. We'll take this one. We are going to start from this side. We may just do a couple of runs down here and then we move it to the middle or something, I'm not sure, but I always find it tends to work better if you start from the edge of the field and work in, at least to start with. You'll probably notice, especially in the time lapses, you'll probably notice that what I do is I let it run most of the field, but then I will take manual control of it, and I will move to the outside edge of the field, the other outside edge of the field, and run it down there and let it work towards the middle. Because if you leave it and just let it run from one side of the field to the other, it very, very often will not do the job properly. It will very, very often end up with you... it kind of gets part way down the field on the one side and then tries to turn round, and it doesn't complete the field properly. And it'll keep saying the hired help's completed the task, and it won't recognise it. But if you start it from the side of the field and move to the middle, it'll take out even the narrowest of strips. So that's why I do it. It's kind of... There's a minor bug somewhere in the programming with the hired help and not completing the field quite properly. So you do that in order to you basically just get round it, and everything then is all tickety-boo. Valtra down there is just about to turn around for another time. Actually, let's just quickly... I don't like doing this, but we need to do it really quickly. We want to see all the machinery that we've got on this map. It's fantastic. Right, if I do that... What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do 2 passes across the bottom edge of the field. And that is in the hope that if I do this, I go up and back, and I'll actually bring it up a little bit. It's so that the tractors will then turn properly when coming up against this barn, because they do tend to stop a little bit in front of the machinery and say, can't go any further. Which is a slight nuisance. So if we run this down here, and we're going to have a massive head-on collision, bang, with both of these tractors at 3 miles an hour. It's going to be devastating if it's not careful. Right, so I went that way through the machinery. Yeah, so we've still got this one down here at the shop, and I apologise for flicking through the machines. I don't normally like to do this. Our sawmill has stopped. We'll worry about the sawmill and everything tomorrow. I don't normally like to flick through machines like that. I normally like to sort of just you cut the scene and then move to the next one, and a lot of you do appreciate the way that I do that, try and keep it realistic. Today, we're not going 100% realism, because obviously the hired help is going to be buying the seed fairly soon, which, yeah, that really goes against the grain for me. And for those of you who watched have watched the whole of the time-lapse series on oh, and by the way, Goldcrest Valley time-lapse series, it is now available, FS UK, just fs-uk.com. Or I think it actually might be .co.uk, would make more sense. But anyway, yeah, just type in FSUK and you'll find their website really, really quickly. The save game file for the time-lapse series is now available on there. It's been tested, it's been approved, and that one has got a gold rating, which is absolutely brilliant. It means there's no issues whatsoever. Because the Sosnovka one had a silver rating, because I had a vehicle in there, in the XML file, that I had downloaded from ModHub, but then was removed from ModHub later on, and I didn't change it in the file, so that you had an error message when you started up the save game file. I did point it out in the thing, but they said that because it created an error, it won't affect the enjoyment of the game, but because it created an error, it got a silver rating, and I should have removed it. So they really, really are stringent. That's one thing I love about FS UK. They are so strict and stringent on their on the mods and everything that they test, which just goes to show the quality of mods that reach the gold standard on their website. If you want a really good quality, safe to use mod in your game, you go and use gold standard ones. But even silver standard ones are perfectly safe. They're absolutely, there's nothing wrong with them. There's just like a couple of minor details, and you can read the test reports on everything where they list in absolute detail everything that is wrong with it. Now, in that Goldcrest Valley one, there's a slight issue with frame rate drops in when you go near where we had all those trees, which is on Field 8. Right, where is he going? He goes right up next to them, sort of like that, doesn't he? So that's where we're going to put this one going. About there, I think. So, yes, you have this slight frame rate drop when you go to Helper B. Oh, I was the object that Helper B was blocked by. That's okay. That one will carry on up there. Let's go back over to the Valtra. Yeah, you get he experienced a slight frame rate drop when he went by the trees. And the testing is so on point and thorough that he made a note of this in the test report. He said he experienced, as the author described, I experienced a frame rate drop when I went close to all the trees and the tree stumps. However, it did not impact the performance of the game in any way, and therefore that's how I got my my gold review. I was absolutely thrilled with that. So I got a gold on that one. The last one was a silver, and I think the one before that I released back in FS15, that was also a silver. So you've got to make sure that it's absolutely tip-top and perfect in order to get that gold star. And I never really cared about gold stars in school, but I really care about getting gold stars on there. So there you go. There's the save game file. You can download it. I've written a detailed instruction of how to use a save game file for those of you who don't know. It doesn't work like a mod. What you've got to do is you've got to go and change it. You swap it over with an actual save game file, and then you've got to give it a number that's appropriate for what you want. I describe how to do it in the description of the thing, because just remember, for those of you who haven't tried installing a save game before, it is not a mod, and you do not put it in the mods folder. If you do that, it just won't work. I don't think it would do anything bad to your game, but it just won't work. So there you go. That's all available and ready to use. So we still got 60% left. This has been going for a fair while. So one pallet does last a fair while, although we haven't done very much of the field. And now the question is he going to stop there, or is he going to carry on going? He goes right on through them, which means that we're going to have trouble when we come to... Yeah, he's gone. I was hoping that he wouldn't do that. I was hoping that he would... yeah, we might have a bit of trouble when it comes to those machines. I might have to shunt them out the way a bit later on. But anyway, we're going to go back to moving up and down the field now, I think. It's the best way to do this. How close are they running? I think that they're... Basically, the wheels are up against the last bit. I'll put that there, and we'll see how he does. He's going to start running up there. So we've got little bits of straw left. That's the mulch. This is perfect. I think what I might do now is I might just let it run for a little while, and so that we can see changing the pallet over. As soon as the pallet is changed over, we're going to change it so that the worker loads the seed. I don't want to be up here tomorrow, basically. I don't want to be spending ages tomorrow doing this as well, because I'd like to be down at the sawmills. I suppose we could always just come up and check it, couldn't we? We can always come up and check it. Anyway, I'll meet you up at the top end of the field when it's gotten a little lower, and then I can sort of make a decision as to whether we do it today or if we just reload it first thing in tomorrow's episode. Well, our absolute beast of a challenger here is powering on through. The Valtra, as you can see by the glance mod up in the top left-hand corner, is currently at 53%. So we're not going to run out today. So what I'm thinking is that we'll just leave this going and we'll keep an eye on the glance mod. And then tomorrow, when it does eventually run out, we will come up, we will reload the tree planter, and then we can switch over the settings so that the hired help reloads the seed themselves. And they can both just carry on and plant these fields. I'm not sure how well they're going to do, or how... well, not so much how well they're going to do, it's how long they're going to take. I think it's going to take a huge amount of time to plant this field, and I got an awful suspicion that it is going to take equally as long to try and harvest this field. I think we'll start off just harvesting normally, but I think I might have to try and look for some mods. Maybe we'll even go for a realistic day of harvesting these poplars, and then we'll go for an unrealistic day where we've got something that's 5 times wider than it should be, going through the mods, which I think could be quite interesting, actually. It could be fun doing that. So yes, it's completely ignored the ones that I put along the bottom, and I don't know if this is like gonna improve these. Where's he going? Oh, he's going all the way. Ah, I see. So he can turn around. So yeah, I don't know if it's like going to increase the yield. If we were to plant this entire field this way and then go and plant the entire field going the opposite way as well, would we get like a load more crop in the field, or what? Is that how it would work out? Would we be able to sort of get more sort of money return in for the area of land that we've got? Absolutely no idea on that one, but anyway. So yeah, we can have another close-up. I like watching. Sometimes it's nice just to admire the machinery nice and close. And yeah, you got the little American flag there across the eye of the snake on there. This is the python, isn't it? Is this the field python or the field viper? Yeah, I can't remember. We've got the field anaconda going in the there we go, the field python, that one is. And yes, I've got the anaconda going now in Rattlesnake Valley. That was one of the first tractors that I bought, other than the Fent. I thought the Fent was really good. So yeah, you got that Challenger there. And then the special editions, these 3. I get a lot of people asking me where these 3 have come from. The Field Viper, the Field Python, and the Field Anaconda. These are from basically early order. If you pre-ordered the game, they gave you a whole load of things. You had the Field Viper there, the Field Python, the Field Anaconda, and you also had the Black Massey Ferguson there, the 8700 Black Edition. That was the other one that you got for pre-ordering the game. So those are all from Giants themselves, and absolutely brilliant. I've used all of them. Actually, no, I haven't used all of them. The only one I haven't yet used the Field Viper on anything, so maybe we'll try and get that one going in Gorale, maybe. We'll have to think about that. I'm not quite sure yet, but anyway. My question for this week: when we move to Gorale, which is going to be in less than 5 weeks now, just after we completed episode 100, it'll be the beginning of the following week that we move. What do you want me to take with us? Now, we're going to sell our machines, and we're going to let's just zoom out and watch it from, say, this angle now. Yeah, so we're going to sell all of our machinery. Well, I'm not actually going to sell all the machinery, because I'll upload the save game file to FSUK so people can have a look at it, have a go. But we'll sort of say that we could sell all the machinery and the fields as well, so we get quite a bit of money. So do you want me to go to Gorale with 1.5 million in cash, or 1 million in cash and 100 cows, or 1 million in cash and 150 sheep, or 1 million in cash and 200 pigs? It's your vote. It's your game. Head in the comment section down below. Let us know which one you'd want and why. And of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right-hand corner. And I've got to say, I am really looking forward to seeing the responses to this question, because I've genuinely got no idea which way it's going to go. Now, I know a few people previously said they didn't want me to... I asked a question on here, didn't I? Do you want me doing pigs on here? Do you want me to avoid them altogether? And it came back quite unanimously, avoid the pigs. However, we don't do pigs anywhere now at the moment. We can't do pigs in Water Valley. We don't do pigs on this map. And we're not doing pigs in Rattlesnake Valley, and we probably won't for a long time there, because we're doing sheep first, then cows, and then we might go to pigs. So, yeah, you might end up picking pigs first for Gorale. You might say 1.5 million in cash. Like I said earlier in the episode, I really have got no idea which way this is going to go. We haven't done cattle on a big way on any map yet. So maybe you want me to like start on cattle, and so, you know, 100 cows is quite big. That's quite a lot of cows, really. That could be quite interesting. So yeah, I got no idea how this is going to play out, and I am really looking forward to seeing the responses on this question. But anyway, I have run out of time now, so these are going to carry on. It probably won't do very much between now and when I see you again. We are going to be back down the bottom. I'll leave those there. I'm actually just going to leave the combine up here as well for now. You know what? I might drive that back to the main yard. I'm not sure. Probably not, actually. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to be looking at the slow bee pack again. We want to get more wood going. We've got things to tidy up around the yard. We've got quite a lot of work to do down there. And we also want to see if we can get the money to lease a skid steer, because we need something to be moving gear around in the yard, and we're going to be returning that stayer as soon as this job here is finished. So yeah, I said that I would, you know, think about which one to get, and we're going to lease a skid steer, and we'll use that. A lot of people have asked for the forestry edition, so we may go for that one. I know it's a bit more expensive, but yeah, it might be fun. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.